What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's get it. Let's get it. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. That looks good. Going on, guys? All right. Twitch is running, running. Kick's running. All right. Oh, so pretty interesting. So during London session, we actually looked at this trade, dealing range high, dealing range low, equilibrium, overlapping in H4, untapped on both ES and NQ. We actually took the trade on ES because it's a little more bullish. And we literally got like a tick away here. Look, I'll flip it so TikTok can see it. We literally got like a tick away from it. Not, I think it's literally like set 6 ticks or something. But and we're clearly rejecting now. We did tap the daily IFEG on ES, and we are now underneath the daily on NQ. If we continue down from here, we would make an IFEG there as well. But very interesting that we um, did not tap the 4-hour there overnight. Let me clean my chart up a bit. So we're actually running down to this cluster of lows. If we look at it on the 4-hour, got a our previous day low here, previous week low, basically side by side. And then on ES, change my chart for TikTok. Have previous day low and New York PM low that we could potentially aim at lower. So 9:49 now. I would like to see, well, looking at the hourly chart, they're pretty disconnected here, pretty significantly. Wow. I mean, to me, it looks like this is the 1 hour on ES. It looks like to me it's driving towards my London session trade, which was going into this H4 right here. We took it right here off this IFEG on the 1 hour. NQ is looking much weaker. And we just sold through previous day low. Oh, but we definitely got plenty to aim at down there. And we could potentially be setting ourselves up for the coming weeks to hit this monthly FEG on actually both indices have it. Let's see. I really would like to wait until the 10 a.m. open, the open of that H4. And where my mind goes is, so say we maybe open the H4 here. Where in this previous price leg does it make sense for that 4 hour to pull back into and leave the wick to ideally a bearish candle? And if we get that bearish candle on the 4 hour, that would deliver us the previous day low, and potentially down into here even on NASDAQ if it really wants to run, but at least ES down into its previous day low, I think is a reasonable target for the session. So obviously nothing there on the 4 hour for that 1 hour. That price leg is really just one big candle. 30-minute, you have very small 30-minute gap up here, but you can see we've already wicked into it. So I'm not going to be really considering that. 15, definitely some opportunity there. Maybe, I don't know, that might be a little far up, but hey, I've seen crazier things. And then if we did our dealing range on the 15-minute chart from the swing high up here down to the at least the current bottom, that would give us a clean equilibrium right on top of that PD array. We're pretty freaking close to it. ES on the 15. Doesn't look as clean for sure. It's already really everything that I would look at. I think on ES, the best we're going to get is a 5-minute in here that we could potentially look from this high down to this low. And in 3 minutes, wherever this candle actually closes, making that 5-minute, we could potentially look for that. I don't like that as much as the 15-minute. But that is the fair value gap that I have in common between ES and NQ, meaning it's made off the same candle. That is the one that I really want to pay attention. If one has it, one has a fair value gap there, one doesn't. I don't ignore those, but to me they hold less weight as what they have in common. So we'll see where this actually closes. This 5-minute on each index, and we'll go from there. As far as our scenarios go, back to the 1 hour one time. Getting pretty hard for me to pick a bullish scenario. So I do like to try to consider both sides of the market. The only bullish scenario that comes to mind is because ES is still up here, we get basically a previous day low SMT. This thing, and then we did sweep a low. I mean, it's an hourly low on ES as well. So, I mean, we did sweep liquidity on ES, just not previous day low. So we would get this SMT a previous day low. That would look like this on ES there. And then if that then is enough, we would look for those 5-minute FEGs that we just drew out on this price leg right here. We would look for those to go IFE, and we would look for this opportunity up into this 4-hour FEG that has been untapped, that we actually aimed at during London session. But just judging off of market structure, I'm obviously more bearish than bullish, but we'll see how it's looking. So scenario one, we get a bullish SMT at previous day low. M5 IFEG, and then we would long to H4 or untapped H4 FEG, bearish FEG. And then scenario two, which I think is probably a little more likely, is we have 10 a.m., the 10 a.m. H4 candle open, manipulate higher, which is what it's doing right now for 38 seconds in. Manipulate higher, respect the M5 bearish FEG, and you could even put its equilibrium. We would want to see, we would want to see it reject from there, and then we would short to ES's previous day low, and then we could even put a little NQ monthly FE untapped monthly FEG. All right, those are the scenarios that I see for the day or for this session. Why are scenarios important? Because the market has a way of showing you things. So really, this low on ES right here, let's flip this over for our TikTok audience here. This low on ES, I'm looking at the hourly chart or so. This is midnight. This is 2 a.m. here. So this is actually previous 4-hour low, and you could consider this to be London low. So we did get a nice liquidity sweep on ES, and it's sure freaking popping right now. So you have this 5-minute here. Got 2 minutes left on that candle. And then just to finish here on ES, you already had this as an SMT. You would still have that as an SMT, but you would also now have this as an SMT within Q. So ES is definitely holding more bullish. So 11 minutes left on the 15 for the bulls. They don't want this to be the high of the 15-minute, and then it starts to peel back and potentially flip. But that's exactly what the bears want. So we'll see who wins. We don't guess. We don't estimate. We don't gamble. We react. Also looking at that billing range and Q here. Oh yeah, this is looking pretty prime, guys, for shorts. 24 seconds. If I was to stab shorts here, what would we look like? I would probably take it. Uh, Honestly, I'd like to probably just stick to ES because it actually has the draws on liquidity. I would even run something like that. Be looking at 10 micros. All right, so we have successfully pulled away from the gap. Now we're starting that new 5-minute. This candle is looking very good to me. That first 5-minute there, long wick on it, tapped right at the equilibrium of that 5-minute range, filled back. We're opening a new 5-minute candle, so it's opening higher. Honestly, you could probably go ahead and get in this if you're confident in shorts. And flip into the MES chart on the right. Watching NQ close here. NQ had the same thing where it went into that 5-minute and really peeled back, leaving that high wick. So here's our 5-minute. Kind of redo the chart there. Here is 5-minute range. See how this candle's looking. Yeah, I like this. It's pulling over again. I'm going to stab this, guys. If it starts trickling back through this 5-minute, then I might cut it and look to enter slightly different. All right. And then let me get my draw liquidity. Going to be two things. It's sure popping back up there towards that equilibrium. Remember our long conference. I mean, we could argue we have a long setup at that 5-minute going IFEG. That is our other scenario. All right, so this is our previous day low here. This is our previous low. Thing is cooking now. Honestly, I don't hate the impulsivity if it will start to peel. Because remember, we're starting a new 4-hour candle. We need to get our stop on here because this is looking crazy. Have we got 5-minute closure? 15 seconds? Man, that is a freaking monster 5-minute candle there. Still not clearing it on NQ. It's definitely lagging. That's the negative of, I guess, shorting the more bullish index. Four minutes left on the 15. Are now back, tapping this 30-minute right here. See if that's going to hold price again. ES is way higher than NASDAQ, man. Crazy. NASDAQ's way down here. Midnight opening range makes me want to lean bullish. And be really paying attention to this 5-minute candle, the second half of the 5-minute candle, because it's going to be the 15-minute close and the 5-minute close. Really want to see it turn back over because at minimum, the way that I'm thinking is this is now M5 IFEG, and then we would potentially form a bullish 5-minute in here as well. At minimum, we should at least get some sort of pullback. And if we start seeing confirmation of higher, we can just cut the trade there and flip. Because this 5-minute going IFEG was basically NASDAQ still hasn't done it, but it's still in that 5-minute. But I don't mind although scary looking, I don't mind the impulsivity of that, but what it does next is very telling. Hmm. Because I want to see people getting taken out of the market. Um, that got in early. This thing is about to run. I'm killing them. See if we get chance for it. Back down in there. Nasdaq still not out of that 5 minute down here. But another thing that's making me honestly, now that I'm seeing it like the upside, is you would expect very little opportunity to get in on price at or below um, the 12 to 12:30 opening range if the day is long. If today was going to be a big sell-off, I mean, honestly, this is a lot of opportunity to get in above um, the 12:30 opening range. All right, let's get. Well, we're still haven't inverse on NQ. See what we do. This little 3 minute on NASDAQ. The 4 hour is opened. Here's our 4 hour open. Manipulation up. We actually just swept this high right here. That may be the liquidity that it needed. See if we pull back down into one of these gaps. Take essentially my second stab. Honestly looking bearish to me. I think I was right. I just didn't let the 4 hour open. I think I'm gonna. That's frustrating. Should just let my stop up here, let it go. Got this little 3 minute right here. I'm also looking at. Of course it held. The 5 minute line. We got 1 minute 50 seconds on the 5 minute. Hmm. Looks like we are going to be getting Owl's liquidity today. It came up, they ran this high, everybody stopped at it. I gave it breathing room. They ran it by 1 tick, and now they're dumping it. Now, what's going to be very frustrating is this thing runs off or I don't get re-entry. 40 seconds on the 5. There's the IFEG tap. We also actually just made a new bullish SMT down here. Trying to be a little patient because I think I have a good trade setup in both directions, which I don't always have. That 3 minutes freaking holding over there, man. Yes. Holding the 9:30 open. I like this right here. Like that. Yeah, that 15-minute candle looks freaking nasty, bro. Huge wick on it. I'm gonna wait until this candle closes. Let me grab my coffee. How did I know it was gonna freaking run on me as soon as I did? Ah. All right, looks like we're gonna get above it on NQ and now ES. So I'm really looking for any kind of micro scale pullback. See if this thing went open. We're about to get a new 5-minute candle, about 30 seconds. We also have a bearish SMT right now, right here. See if that will push price down, at least for the short term. See if we can scoop us an entry. Retapping the IFEG on NASDAQ here. Here's that 5-minute open. Push, push. All right, now that's tapping that IFEG. I'm going to take it. Four minutes left on the 15. I want to see that thing buy up. Stop loss going at the SMT low. I don't really want it sitting here forever. Let's see. A nice little pop there. 5-minute looks pretty good. Got a long wick on the bottom here. NQ is dead. NQ is about to sell off. I think I feel it coming. It's not going anywhere. ES looks like it wants to run. Could even call this high right here, your London high or New York pre-market high. NQ is the only reason we haven't hit TP yet. I think that majority of the market are short bias today. I'm kind of surprised that sneaky long to the fair value gap tap is not printing. This is the new 15-minute. I need this thing to buy up. Sure not. Gotta just cut this thing. And this is frustrating. So I literally was trying to do this exact thing in London. And I was doing the same thing. BS looks so good. NQ looked good for a second and then looks terrible. Three and 0 on the week leading into today. I really don't want to blow my whole week up off Friday. It just can't get going, man. It's got to have baited a bunch of people in short by now. It's had to. Still only 3 minutes into the 15-minute. Good Lord. NQ is just getting crushed. As soon as that thing starts ticking up, NQ just pumps it down. NQ is about to flip its 4-hour candle bearish, which was our scenario one. Hmm. All right, guys. I'm about to take the hit. Now, although this looks good, now we're starting the candle to the upside, which is not really good for us to get a closing bullish candle. Yeah, it's pulling back on us now. Hmm. I mean, if you look at ES, we really haven't gone anywhere. We're we're just kind of chopping sideways, which is the absolute worst thing that it can do for me. Yeah, this is about to flip. I honestly, I like the longs. That's why I wanted the longs in London as well. After the sell-off yesterday, I thought, you know, Friday, maybe we get a little bit of a relief rally to go into the weekend, and we definitely have a good area for it to gravitate to. But it looks like it just wants to keep selling. Thank you. Just looks terrible. I think that's all she. This is going to be all she wrote, boys. Can't beat the dead horse. All right, I'm out. All right, I can't let myself keep pushing the button. I mean, outside of this one candle here, we really We really haven't gone anywhere the whole session. Here's a 9:30 open right here. Hard to trade, man. All right. I'm about to hang it up, man. Those are my two L's. I gotta stick to the system. Good week overall. Finish, I guess, 3-2 total. Three winning days, one losing day. July has been a really hard month to trade. Summer usually is. So hang on to those accounts. Friday is probably the hardest day to trade, in my opinion. Be careful at what you choose to do. And I am going to sign off, and I will catch you guys next week. And hopefully we can keep the winning week streak going. All right, everybody. I hope you have a good weekend.